With the Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the bulldog.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Boom!
And this is show number 119. Georgia, folks, has a huge matchup. I don't know if y'all know about this. In Sanford Stadium this week versus the Alabama Crimson Tide. Adam,
Yes, sir.
How are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great. This is why we love it, why we are obsessed with Georgia football and college football in general is for matchups like this, man. And, Clark, I alluded to during Tennessee week, the boogeyman, that Georgia is Tennessee's boogeyman. Well, roles are reversed, and I got to take off my red and black glasses and say that Alabama is Georgia's boogeyman, as much as I hate to say it. So it's time to get that monkey off our backs. First time we get them in Sanford Stadium during the Kirby Smart era in over a decade, man, or I guess right at a decade now, and couldn't be more excited. That stadium's just going to be rocking. I think about just the atmosphere, the crowd outside the stadium, just a full day of tailgating for folks in Athens for a nighttime kick against Alabama. Huge game, one that everybody was looking at in the all season like, this is the one we got to have. If there's one you got to get, this is the one as a Georgia fan you want right here. So let's crank this thing up 5 notches, Clark.
I love it.
Let's roll.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Yep, Georgia, Alabama, 7:30 ABC, prime time. Who are we getting on the call? College game day is going obviously up to Penn State for the Penn State-Oregon game. So Kirk and Chris will be up there. Who are we getting on the call?
Kirk and Chris will be here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it should be. What, the Big Ten is CBS now.
Or NBC? Oh, yeah.
So I guess CBS, what I'm assuming they did, I don't know who's playing the 3:30 game. I'm just assuming this. I haven't looked to see. Look to see what station Penn State and Oregon are on. Because
it's NBC.
It's NBC?
Yeah, I looked it up. NBC Peacock, yep. So,
what?
Yeah, I promise.
Huh. I don't know how they do that then. I thought that I was assuming that CBS did like a doubleheader and made this one. You remember how they used to do it back in the day that they'd have 2 night games that they could get per year, and I thought this was it right here. So
Chris and Kirk will be on the call?
Here in Athens?
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Okay.
I mean, they're going to be at ABC.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
SEC, yeah, they got to call it an SEC game now. So
yeah, all that to say, folks, we got a big game, obviously. We've been looking forward to this one for quite some time. I've been looking forward to it since last year when we traveled to Tuscaloosa and got beat in a heartbreaking game. We'll talk about that later in the show. But we do want to mention a few things. First of all, we got a live call-in show this Friday night, 8 o'clock p.m., Eastern Standard Time.
There we go.
Y'all join us. This is obviously going to be a big show. We're going to have a lot of people calling in, so make sure that you guys are tuned in. We'll be live on YouTube and on Facebook. Once again, 8 o'clock, so starting a little bit earlier than what we did last time. The last few times, I think we've gone like 9 or something. So
yeah, it has been about 9 o'clock. So this will be good. A little early start. Everybody needs to call in, want to hear what everybody's kind of feeling about this game, where everybody's mindset is, that people can kind of get over just the past. That has nothing to do with what's happening on the field in Athens Saturday night. But still, as fans, we just have that stuff in the back of our mind. Bad memories creep in and everything. Want to just hear how everybody's feeling about it. And I'm like you, Clark. We were talking about this off air earlier. I couldn't be more excited and more confident in playing them, and actually Kirby Smart getting Alabama at home.
Yeah,
Huge.
Finally. It's about time. Golly. So, yeah, you guys tune in. We're going to be super fired up for this show. It's going to be a good one. Friday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all join us on YouTube or Facebook. All right, next, Adam, we got to shout out some people. 2 people I want to shout out. One is Michael Tan from the state of Washington, literally on the other side of the country. Yeah. I can't believe there is someone in the state of Washington listening to us. So, Michael, thank you so much, man, for becoming a patron. I also want to shout out Dagan McCollum, Franklin County boy.
Yes.
One of Kelsey's cousins.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, Dagan loves dogs, big dog fan. Glad to have Dagan on board.
Yeah.
Love Dagan.
Our patrons are going to get some more content here very soon. So if you're not on Patreon yet and you want to unlock exclusive Row 60 content, join us. And you can do that by visiting patreon.com/Row60, or you can download the Patreon app and search Row 60. It's just $5 a month, and every single penny helps us to travel to more road games and produce
right.
more Georgia football content.
That's right.
For our listeners. So thank y'all, Michael and Dagan, and all of our patrons for supporting us on this show.
I love it.
All right, let's move to some history. We're just going to rapid fire here because this is a big show. We got a lot to cover and not a whole lot of time. All right, Georgia is 26, 44, and 4 all-time versus the Crimson Tide. So not a very good record.
Nah. As most teams that have played Alabama throughout the history have against them.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
There's not many teams out there that have a better record
Yep.
Against the Dawgs. So, yeah, I mean, they've taken care of business here in the past century. Obviously, a lot of that had to do with Nick Saban, too.
Nick Saban and Bear Bryant, and before Saban in the 1960s, 70s, into the very early 1980s. So, yeah, I mean, just a legendary program. But Georgia's had a lot of good games against Alabama, Clark.
Yep.
A lot of good games.
Even here recently.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I don't know what do you got? And then I'll list some of the, when talking about the history of this rivalry, I was going to talk about some games being played in Athens that have stood out in Georgia lore over the years. And I want to hear what you got first.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think the last time we beat Alabama in Athens we're on a 2-game losing streak. Of course, we lost in the blackout in 2008 and we lost in 2015. But the last time we beat Alabama in Athens was 2003. I remember that game. We won 37-23. So beat them by 14 points. I think Brody Cruel was our quarterback then. It was Mike Shula was the head coach then. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Mike Shula. So it was a hot day in Athens. I remember that. It was a hot game, man. But Georgia rolled then in a great, really underrated 2003 Georgia football team. I mean, really dominated every team they played except LSU and Florida that year, I felt like. So, big win there. Another one that sticks out that people, 1990, Georgia, Alabama, John Casey hitting the last-second field goal to win that game in Athens. 1976, highly touted Bear Bryant team rolled into Athens. I think it's the night that Alabama stayed in downtown Athens in a hotel, and the students circled the hotel, blowing their horns and everything to keep the Crimson Tide up that night. Georgia blanked them, shut them out 21-0, and then also a game in Coach Dooley's second year, Clark, in Athens, 1965, Georgia, Alabama, the flea flicker play, where Coach Dooley drew up the flea flicker, where Georgia scored, and then scored a 2-point conversion to go for the win, to win, I think it was 18-17, something like that, and to beat Paul Bear Bryant in Athens, man. Special game there. So, yeah, a lot of thrillers against Alabama and Athens, and it's rare when they come to Athens. So, when they come to Athens, got to make it count, man. Got to be rowdy, got to be loud, and I expect nothing different on Saturday night.
Yeah, it ought to be an electric atmosphere. Our last win, obviously, was in Indianapolis. What a sweet moment that was. But, Adam, doesn't it feel like even though we won that game, and in that fashion, it was great, and we will never, ever forget that moment. But it just still seems like that didn't do it in terms of getting over the hump.
Getting the monkey off our back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, that night it did.
Yeah.
That night it felt like
sure.
it did. It was like we split the national championships with them. You know, who cares if we lost to them in the COVID year in Tuscaloosa in 2020? You know, I mean, we avenged the 21 SEC championship loss to them in Indianapolis a couple weeks later. So you felt good about it. You were like, we're over 17. We're over the SEC championship in 18, right? So that happens. But then you get them the next time in 23 in the SEC championship. Mm-hmm. You were the better football team, right? Yeah. So you're like, this is it. We're going to beat them now 2 times in a row. Beat them in the SEC championship setting, and then we're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to be left out of the playoffs, and we're going to go for our 3rd straight national championship, and it really be off our back. And then that game, man, that haunts you. That game was one where I could still remember seeing that wide receiver reverse just drop that ball. It seemed like it sat there for an hour before an Alabama defender picked it up that night in Atlanta, and just stuff didn't go our way. They ran the ball on us. They were just out physical us, you know, and Jalen Milroe, like he does against Georgia, and nobody else in America looks like Lamar Jackson when he's played Georgia the past 2 times. So, you know, you drop that game, Clark, and then you play them last year. Saban's gone, right? That was the curse. Kirby couldn't beat Saban. That was the whole mental thing that people wanted to, you know, talk about and have their theory on and everything. So you go to Tuscaloosa and just get bombarded the first quarter. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen a one quarter of football where stuff could just go so badly on both sides of the football like it did in Tuscaloosa, Alabama last September. And somehow you dig yourself out of that hole and put yourself in a chance to win the game. Go ahead late in the ball game, man, and just stun the Alabama crowd. And then the Ryan Williams deal happens, and they win it there at the end. So that great game to watch if you're a spectator and you're neutral to it, not a Georgia fan. But yeah, that was heartbreaking. So yeah, since that game at Indianapolis, Clark, the past two have been in different ways just very demoralizing losses to them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, though. If you're not a Georgia or Alabama fan and you're just watching for football's sake, Georgia, Alabama almost always delivers an instant classic of a game.
Yeah.
At least in the past, I mean, gosh, since what, 2007? I mean, think about that. Overtime in 2007, we beat them. 12 goes down to the wire. I mean, 17, the 18 championship.
Yeah, absolutely. 08, they kind of blitzed us like what happened in Tuscaloosa last year in the first half, but then we came storming back a little bit in the second half, the blackout game there. But you're right, Clark. You talk about the national championship, the 17 season, 18, and then the 18 SEC championship.
We've had some heartbreakers for sure.
Yeah, I mean, definitely some games that Georgia should have won. I mean, Georgia should have beat Alabama in 2 national championship games in the past 8 years.
And didn't. That's just bottom line.
Yeah, and it didn't happen. So, I mean, to say that Alabama's got our number, you have to. You have to say it, and you got to start beating them consistently, and it starts Saturday night. You get them,
does.
And out of all those losses, since 2015, Georgia's played Alabama how many times, Clark?
8. Well, 8. If you count 15, yeah, I think it's 8.
So 7 after 15, right?
Yeah.
So Kirby's played them 7 times now.
Yes.
And out of those 7 times, 0 of them have been in Athens.
Right.
All right.
There you go.
There you go.
Maybe there's something to that. But, yeah, I mean, God, you think about it. Every game has either been played in Atlanta, one in Indianapolis, and then the others in Tuscaloosa.
Two of them in Tuscaloosa.
Right. So, home field advantage, folks, if you're going to this one.
Be loud. You shouldn't have a voice Sunday morning.
Right.
You shouldn't have a voice Sunday morning. If you're going to this football game, you shouldn't have a voice Sunday
morning. When you go to church and you go to make a joyful noise unto the Lord, you should not have a voice.
Yep. When you're singing How Great Thou Art, you shouldn't have a voice.
Right.
Shouldn't have a voice, period. So, just still be trying to make a joyful sound with your raspy voice, wearing your red and black after a big win. But no, you shouldn't. It should be you should leave it all in Sanford Stadium, because this is why you go to these games, man. And this is one that a lot of people made plans for a long time to go to, so you should take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be a spectator, be a participant this week.
Right.
This is Kalen DeBoer's second year, combined 8-0 against Dan Lanning, Lincoln Riley, Steve Sarkisian, and Kirby. And he's obviously 1-0 against Kirby so far. So, yeah. I mean, Kalen DeBoer's done a good job. I know a lot of people are obviously looking at the blatant Florida State loss in week 1. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But, man, I mean, I think he's a good coach. There's a reason why he's at Alabama. And despite what has happened thus far, I still think he has every opportunity to come into Athens and to beat us. And, thankfully we got a guy at the helm who's already won 2 national championships himself. He knows what it's like to be in the fire and to be in these kind of games and situations. So I like the coaching matchup. I thought we would definitely get him last year.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to ask me, who are you going to take, a veteran Kirby Smart or Kalen DeBoer in first year in Tuscaloosa? 100%. We all thought Kirby. We all thought we were going to go in there and win that game. We almost did. But this year, we get him at home, and I think that's big,
Yeah. That's big, Clark. I mean, last year, of course, we all thought, no, we're not going to let Kalen DeBoer come in year 1 and beat Kirby Smart and pick up where Nick Saban left off, right? And it happened, but obviously that DeBoer couldn't capitalize on that. I mean, you saw what happened. That you thought after that game in Tuscaloosa, Alabama was ranked number 1 in the nation, and they were thinking, oh, we're not going to skip a beat. We're not going to skip a beat. I mean, we're Alabama. This is who we are. Nick Saban's gone. Enter DeBoer, plug him in, and we're just going to keep rolling. Go to the playoff, win another national championship in Kalen DeBoer's first year. We're ranked number 1 in the country. Look what we just did to Kirby Smart in Georgia. And then, 3 losses came after that. 3 bad losses.
Mm-hmm.
And, all those losses that came, Clark, where were they at?
Not in Tuscaloosa.
Not in Tuscaloosa.
Right. Yeah, and so DeBoer, good point, Adam. DeBoer is 2-4 in true road games at Alabama. That's not very good.
That's terrible.
That's not.
That's horrible.
And look, I mean, they've played in some tough environments, but Vandy?
Nashville?
I was about to say, is Vandy?
What? And an Oklahoma team last year that by the time they played Alabama in November and Norman had cashed it in.
Yeah.
Completely different field to the Oklahoma Sooners of late 2024 to where they're at in early 2025 right now. But obviously you can't talk about last year and everything and think it's going to dictate what happens this upcoming Saturday, Clark. But that's kind of the culture that's been established now as far as whatever their routine is on road games or whatnot. You saw opening week they lose in Tallahassee. And that Florida State team's kind of catapulted. They haven't played really any competition since, but they've looked good. So, yeah, I mean, you can't help but notice since DeBoer has been in Tuscaloosa, they've had some road woes. I don't know if that he can't get this team balled in and dialed in to how Saban had them when they were away from Tuscaloosa, whatever their walkthroughs may be on the road, but something's different with it, obviously.
Yeah. And I mean, the 2 wins they had last year on the road, that is, under DeBoer road games, the 2 wins that they got, one was at Wisconsin. Wisconsin was horrible. They still are
horrible.
I mean,
still horrible.
We're going to get to that game, Alabama-Wisconsin, this year in just a minute. But terrible Wisconsin team last year. And then they did go and they beat a respectable LSU team last year in Death Valley. So you got to give them credit there. But you're right. There is sort of a trend here. And even going back before DeBoer, yeah, I mean, I think the actual – number is 2-6 in true road games for Alabama in the past 8 road games. So
yeah,
it's kind of crazy. But Alabama, aside from the penalties, this year at least, they've been playing some pretty clean football. They rank 4th in the nation in turnover margin. They don't really turn the ball over, and their defense gets them the ball a lot. They are +6 right now. So look out this week, as they try to, win some possessions. And if they do, that's going to be huge for them. I think that's obviously a key to the game in any game, but especially this one, if you're Alabama.
Absolutely.
But I think the real question a lot of people are asking is this the same Alabama team from week 1, right?
Yeah.
What we saw in Florida State down there in Tallahassee, I mean, we thought at the time, wow, this Alabama team, they really struggled. Wow, is this just different culture? They look horrible. It's Ty Simpson, the guy, yada, yada, yada. And, I think that has kind of tapered down, that talk, that chatter. Mm-hmm. And I think people are kind of coming to. They're kind of disregarding that knee-jerk reaction they had in week 1 about Alabama, and now they're kind of saying, no, I mean, they still have a very respectable roster.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, one of the best, if not the best in some areas on this football team. And, you got to be careful with this Alabama team. They're sort of in wounded animal mode already, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can't afford to just go into Georgia and lose. I mean, I guess they could. They could definitely still sneak their way in later, but they've got a tough schedule after this Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. After Tallahassee, of course, DeBoer got some heat. And then you have games against UL Monroe and then Wisconsin. Wisconsin's not the Wisconsin of a decade ago that is respectable beating them. They just got absolutely just blitzed by Maryland in Madison. So that kind of is just like, I don't know about that. But Alabama and their offense with Ty Simpson leading them since that opening game in Tallahassee has looked really good as far as Ty Simpson doing what he needed to do against the competition he was playing against, Clark. So looked very comfortable, man, and the offense picked it up, put up some good numbers as far as that goes with Simpson leading the way, and it seems like he's been very dialed in the past 2 games. So he's going to be a respectable quarterback, and it's going to be something that you're going to have to create some havoc, create some pressure, and get him rattled, get his timing off. That's what Florida State did. They just manhandled the Alabama offensive line, and we got to see if our defensive line is capable of doing that. So that's going to be something you're going to have. You can't give Ty Simpson the time to sit there and pick you apart. We're going to get into that. But you hit the nail on the head. A lot of talking heads, a lot of people that get paid a lot of money to talk college football week in and week out.
Josh Pate.
Yeah, 24/7, 365. And not only him, but a lot of them this was their preseason national champion was Alabama.
And for the record, that Alabama has the path to still go win a national championship.
Exactly. And the talent.
Yeah.
And the talent. If things click. And also, they're going to get Jam Miller back this week, right? Their number one running back. And they've struggled to run the football lately. And I think they're getting their best defensive lineman back, too, possibly. So they've been banged up. And, I mean, Georgia's been banged up as well. And it's going to be a game where they're still a very talented football team. And if we don't do some things right, and don't bring our A game, then they can come into Athens and really put it on us.
For sure. All right, let's move into the actual X's and O's here. I think if you're just looking at this game on paper, man, the rosters here are just about the same. There's not many times a Georgia football team walks out on the field and looks to the other sideline and says, wow, those guys look just like us.
Yeah.
But this is one of those cases. I mean, you could say that about Ohio State, Texas, Penn State this year, potentially Oregon. But there are very select few teams that match up as well as we do in terms of a roster. So they've got Jimmys and Joes. We've got Jimmys and Joes. So it really comes down to, who obviously performs the best. And we need a fast start. Let's start with Georgia's offense. Adam, we need a fast start in this football game. The past 4 meetings, we've trailed going into halftime. All four
of them.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think there's something to that. Georgia, especially last year, I mean, if you guys remember that, we didn't have – it's like we didn't even get off the bus in Tuscaloosa last year. We have got to get a fast start offensively and just get a score in. I think that would definitely mean a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that, Clark. And build some confidence of Gunnar Stockton at home and really trying to put some pressure on Alabama's offense as well as us being able to capitalize on some scoring drives. One of, Clark, the biggest statistics to look at that's in Georgia's favor in this game is Georgia's third down offense versus Alabama's third down defense.
Yep.
Do you know what Alabama's third down defense is ranked?
Yes, I do.
You do?
119th.
119th in the country.
Wow.
So being able to keep Alabama's defense on the field longer by extending drives and converting third downs and getting in the red zone and turning those red zone visits into points on the board and hopefully not just field goals but touchdowns, man, is going to be huge Saturday night. Mm-hmm. So that's a stat that you wouldn't think even with Saban not on the sidelines anymore that would be in Tuscaloosa. But, through 3 games, and 2 of those opponents being Wisconsin and Louisiana Monroe's offenses, that Alabama's 119th in third down efficiency on defense.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to that. I do think, to be fair, we're only in 3 games at this point.
Right, small sample size, but it's all we got to work with right
True.
now. So, I mean,
it makes us feel better.
Yeah.
Right?
And Georgia's, 24th in the nation in third down conversion?
I think so, yeah. We've done a good job thus far on third downs when we have gotten into them. And I think a lot of that has to do with our ability to get ahead of schedule, as people say. Get a couple of yards, first down, second down, and make it third and manageable, third and 4, third and 5. Those are way easier to convert.
That's what makes a huge difference when you have a mobile quarterback like Gunnar Stockton who can, instead of getting sacked and making it 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11 or so, he can scamper for 5 or 6, and it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and manageable like that. So that makes a difference. And piggybacking off that, if you don't mind, Clark, Kane Womack, Alabama's defensive coordinator, used to be the head coach of South Alabama. A guy I think that DeBoer just hired last year because he was familiar with the Alabama culture and the area as far as recruiting and everything. And he is I think he's a good defensive mind. I like Kane Womack, and it obviously is probably some Alabama fans probably wouldn't have the same agreement with me on that as well. But he does very good, Clark, against traditional pro-style type offenses with immobile quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But think about the quarterbacks that beat Alabama's defenses last year.
Runners.
I mean, Jackson Arnold, you can still see he's not going to torch you with his arm.
Yeah.
And Diego Pavia is a guy who was extended plays last year in Nashville when they put off the upset with his legs.
Nico.
Yeah. So, and then, Nico being able to, do what he did against him. So it sets up well to have a guy like Gunnar Stockton, not have to be a true dual threat guy, but the threat with his legs that you have to be accountable for in defensive game planning. If you're Kane Womack and Alabama's defensive staff, that sets up well.
Yeah. And if you want evidence of what Adam just said, go back and watch the Florida State game. I mean, Tommy
Castellano.
Castellano. I'm still working on that name.
I mean, it definitely Gunnar doesn't have the mobility of Castellanos, but still, it's there.
Right.
It's there. I mean, if it's there, if Alabama's defense if he steps up into the pocket and nobody's in the second level in the middle of the field, he's going to be able to scamper for a quick 10, 12 yards.
Yeah. You'll definitely see some more design quarterback runs. We got a taste of that last week, 2 weeks ago,
right,
in Knoxville.
That
I think we're going to
up.
see some more of that, as we should. We're going to see some more counters, some more sweeps, jet motion, all that kind of stuff, because honestly, Florida State gashed Alabama with that.
That's right.
With the misdirection and the eye candy, if you will.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of that from Mike Bobo this week. Obviously, the screen game for sure. I mean, it's the same old stuff. If you just do it right, if you execute it,
baby.
you can beat any team in America with the offense that we run. I know people don't like to hear that.
But you can.
But that's the case.
And it's made your traditional just running game, your draws, Clark, your counters, like you said, so much more effective, I think, with now having the threat of Gunner pulling the football or just a design quarterback draw or power.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, put a huge boost into our running game that we didn't have last year. And now I think, Clark, our offense is in, I think, such a great position. And they did it. And the confidence that was built, and I know that everybody's like, oh, man, but we let Tennessee get 41 points. We'll get to the defense later. But to go up to Knoxville and score 44, and the confidence that gave this offensive group, just now starting to gel, a lot of new guys getting together, going up into a team that could potentially be a playoff team in Tennessee, beating them 44-41 like that, putting up 44 points on the road, and Gunner Stockton's first SEC road game is huge confidence coming into this game. And I'm excited about it. If you get the right side of the offensive line figured out, and if we could just get some cohesion right there, Clark, if we could just gel, especially on the right side of the line, and get that figured out, man, just bump that performance up, then, man, sky's the limit for this offense, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think to that point, the offensive line did a great job versus Tennessee in terms of run blocking. Finally, we saw some good movement up front.
Yes.
We saw some big holes open up. And had that not happened, had I not seen that in Knoxville, I would be way more nervous about this upcoming matchup with Alabama, because Alabama's front seven, they're elite. I mean, they never will not be elite at Alabama, right? They're not going to not be one of the best defensive fronts in the nation. So, they get Tim Keenan back, as you mentioned earlier, back off injury, big defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But, we've got to do a good job moving these guys and just getting those hard, 4 or 5 yards up the middle between the tackles. If we can run the football between the tackles, I'm going to feel good. I will never not feel good as a Georgia football fan if we're moving the ball and running between tackles. So
yeah, Clark, I agree, man. And somebody's just gonna have to step up and take that right tackle spot.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what it is. I don't know where you're. Glover is a guy who's looking good at guard. I mean, I think Hewley came in at late Tennessee. We alluded to with the tackle spot, man. I think Ernest Green's just banged up, bad back, man, and it's just tough. But I went back and watched some of him, and man, he just folded like a tent, something, just back pain. And I can only imagine trying to play the line and that body physique if you have lingering back pain like that. So it's going to have to be one of these young guys, I feel like, step up at that right tackle spot. And if you get Gaston back, do you bump him out? Is he taking some reps at right tackle? Or because it's going to be hard to let Glover sit the way he's been playing, I feel like. So, but we're going to trust his staff on getting the right 5 guys out there. But if you clean up the right side of the line, and like you alluded to, Clark, some of it was the best just run blocking that first drive of the second half in Knoxville that I've seen in 2 years at least.
Yeah. It was good,
it was better than any drive I could think of in the 2024 season, without a doubt.
Yeah, almost could argue 23 too, but 20, man, that was a great drive.
Yeah,
very, very promising that we could do that. And Tennessee's, I mean, their defense front, I know they had some guys missing on their line, but man, I mean, it's still a respectable program.
Oh yeah, anytime you're playing a upper tier SEC program, top half tier SEC.
I was about to say upper tier, or
top half tier program like that, and you're able to, even though they know that you're going to be running the football, and they can't stop you. That's where you want to be at. I feel like that's the kind of offensive football that I like to see.
Me too, man. Obviously, we'll take some shots this week. Adam, who do you foresee? I mean, there's some obvious answers here. There's some easy answers. But who do you foresee kind of breaking out on the offense? Let's not talk about Zachariah Branch here. We all know
that's the one we
his
want to
capability.
See. Yeah, I think we're going to see him get the ball in some more different packages and looks a little bit more this week. But what I want to see, I think still just getting Colby Young the ball.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, I like just that big body receiver that you have in the perimeter there, man, and being able to take some shots downfield or even some balls to him in the red zone, you know. So I want to see that. And I mean, honestly, I want to see who, if I could pick who steps up and has the best game on Georgia's offense. You want to know who, if I could hand select it, it would be having somebody at right tackle, whoever, step up and have the game of their life.
Yeah.
That would be my pick.
Okay. I'm going to talk about skill.
With,
yeah, I'll stick with a skill guy. I'd love to see one of our tight ends get a few more targets, I would say, and that's not necessarily on them. That's more on Gunner just looking downfield and finding those guys. Gunner just needs to throw it to whoever's open, honestly. I mean, that's kind of the idea. But, I think he's most comfortable so far with Colby Young. I think they have the best chemistry. And then some might argue even London Humphreys. I mean, you look at the two passes last week, just darts. And I love that. But, man, I want to see – what I'd really love to see is Noah Thomas just come out and have a big game. I think there were several times last week, or I keep saying last week, 2 weeks ago in Knoxville, he was open. And I think it's one of those things where Gunner just has to find that connection, that chemistry between him. But
and he will. He will. Noah Thomas is a talent. You're exactly right, Clark. It might not be this Saturday, but there'll be a game this year where he has his breakout. He's the guy, that game, right? So I like that. Yeah. And, I'm going to go with it again. Nate Frazier. We're going to have to run the football to win it. You're going to have to outrush Alabama. You're going to have to be able to break off some runs, man, and be able to move the football on the ground. You can't get one-dimensional against Alabama defense. I don't care if it's Saban or whoever it is as the defensive coach. You can't get one-dimensional. And so I think it's going to be big to continue to pound the football and stay balanced with that. And Josh McCray, seeing him against Tennessee on the goal line, see what if we get him in the red zone, if he could get him a couple more touchdowns there. So
got some options in the running back room for sure. Yep. That's pretty much it for the offense. I mean, just honestly, just execute. Yep. Perimeter blocking has to be up to speed per usual, especially in the screen game.
Don't turn over the ball.
Yeah.
Man. No just stupid penalties, drive killers, man, that gives you 15-yarders and you're looking at 2nd and 25, you know. And if you just play clean football, I feel like, and you're going to be fine this game.
For sure.
I feel like. But, I mean, just that's the thing. You can't have multiple turnovers, lose a turnover battle, like in any football game, but especially against talent like Alabama. This is a game that I feel like it's honestly one of the lesser talented Alabama teams that we faced in the Kirby era, but still elite talent.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most talented rosters that you're going to face all year.
For sure.
So, and with the potential, if everything clicks with them, if you're not bringing your what I'm saying is I don't think this is a game you could bring your B- game or B+ game and come out and expect to win.
Yeah.
Like you can against other opponents because you could just out-talent them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Obviously. That's the most obvious statement of the night. But, yeah, I mean,
it's true.
Against Alabama, yes.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the other side of the football. Georgia's defense versus Alabama's offense. Let's start with the quarterback here.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson, right? Ty Simpson, he has waited and waited and waited, and he finally gets his time to shine. No Jalen Milroe for all you Georgia fans out there who are still have nightmares about him running all around us last year and then in 23 as well. But Ty Simpson, though, I think he really does shine when he's in a rhythm. He's one of these guys that he gets some momentum and he's going to carry it with him the rest of the way. And we saw that last week against Wisconsin, or 2 weeks ago. Dadgummit, I keep saying last week. 2 weeks ago. Versus Wisconsin. And then ULM, I mean, he lit it up against what's ULM's mascot?
Is it the Warhawks?
The Warhawks, I think. Yeah. Something like that. If you let him get in the rhythm, if you let him get back in the pocket and have some time, he can pick you apart. He's extremely accurate. Past 2 games, he has gotten 862 passing yards, 71.9% percentage completion, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And folks, I mean, he puts it on the money.
Yeah, he does. He's a football guy, Clark. Fun fact: he is the son of Tennessee Martin, the team that we opened up with in 2023.
Yep.
Their head coach, I think it's Jeff Simpson. But anyway, that's his dad.
Interesting.
Yes. So he's grown up in a football family, very smart. I think football guy, high football IQ, man. But like you said, Clark, can pick you apart, deadly accurate with the football when he's in a rhythm. And that's what Florida State did. They got him out of that rhythm and uncomfortable. You saw what happened. But if he's got time in the pocket, he can pick you apart. He could be surgical with the football. And I know it wasn't against a competition like Georgia, but you saw that he has that capability. Also, one thing people aren't talking about, Clark, Ty Simpson can beat you with his legs.
Oh, yeah.
If you're having a good 3rd and 13 scenario, man, and you're playing good coverage, but you're not getting to him, or he breaks containment, then he's a guy that, he could scamper and pick up 13, 14 yards on you and get a cheap first down that way.
Yeah, you're not going to see a lot of like design quarterback runs with
Jalen
Ty Simpson. Right. I mean, that's the thing. Jalen Milroe might as well have been a running back out there who just was able to throw the football, especially last year's game. I mean, he just ran all over us in the read options and whatnot.
Yes. But you got to respect Ty Simpson's legs and ability.
For sure. But, we said that last week 2 weeks ago about Joey Aguilar. And I think Kirby's faced a lot of these guys that, they can run. Yeah, they can hurt you with your legs. You should be able to hurt guys with your legs as an SEC quarterback nowadays.
Right.
But, I mean, I don't know if Ty Simpson's just going to light it up and kill us running the football. I think he's it's similar to Gunner. Actually, I think it's a step down from Gunner. Gunner will get some true, quarterback design runs. Ty Simpson, I just don't foresee it. I mean, maybe they pull something out of their playbook, but
it's not like it's a statue out there,
right? For
sure. That what you see with the traditional pocket passer quarterback. I would have assumed had I not gone back and actually seen some of the against lesser talent, mind you, on the defensive front of some of these teams. But he definitely can tuck the ball and create some stuff with his legs.
Yeah. Bama's passing game's pretty elite.
Yeah.
They are ninth in the country, and they average about 335 yards per game through the air. They have pretty much a trio of guys on the perimeter. You guys have probably heard these names before. Ryan Williams.
Is he still 17?
I was about to say, is he 18 now?
I guess he's 18 now.
Golly.
Can't believe that kid's only 18.
I know. Man. Elite. I mean, honestly, though, really, really good talent.
Yeah, he is. He is.
And we know that as Georgia fans.
Yeah.
Gosh, just a tough pill to swallow last year. Very athletic. They're going to be looking to get him the ball, obviously. But more than him, you'll probably see Jeremy Bernard. This is a former Washington player with DeBoer, transferred in last year. And I think he's their leading receiver thus far in the season. Big body kind of guy.
Yeah.
Not just a speed burner by any means, but can definitely – he's a reliable target for Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
And then one more guy, Isaiah Horton. I think he was was he not a four? I'm sure he was at least a 4-star, 5-star recruit.
Had to have been.
I can't remember what year he is. It doesn't really matter, but really good talent there as well. So they got those three guys. They're tied in. They use a pretty good bit. 80, can't remember his name. Good passing attack.
Yeah, I mean, that's been their bread and butter when they've been successful. That's been the pass attack. They have not been able to run the football this year, and that's uncharacteristic when you think of Alabama football. They have not been able to run the football, and you can say their starting projected running back going into the year hadn't played yet this year in Jam Miller. So if he comes back Saturday night, then you're going to have to be ready for that. And I think that's the key, is to continue that trend of them being able to not run the football, and that's what Georgia's defense does so well, is you eliminate them from being able to run the football and getting balance. And I think you have the chance to have a very special night against this Alabama offense, even though they can just pick you apart through the air, Clark. So I think that's step number one, is to, first and foremost, as it always should be, eliminate the running game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when you do that, you can drop more guys in coverage, when needed. I think if you can get a pass rush with 4 guys this week, if you're Georgia, you're going to be good.
Yeah,
it's going to be good to go.
I mean, you're going to have to. I don't care if it's with 4 guys or how many ever guys you're going to have. You're going to have a pass rush this year or this week, or it's not going to go our way. Or either that, or you're going to have to win another game 44-41. Period. I mean, that's the thing about it. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but I think the past 2 weeks, what we saw in our secondary, and warranted in some spots, man, because there were definitely some deep balls and cheap touchdowns that Joey Aguilar got by just throwing moonshots where it seemed like the ball hung up in the air for 14 seconds. And You know, and our DBs just didn't make a good play on it, and Tennessee scored touchdowns, right? And also Tennessee and Heupel's offense, they get the ball out quick, so it's hard to be able to get the quarterback and have a few sacks per game against a Tennessee offense like that when they just release the ball so quickly from the quarterback position, whoever they have playing behind center. But this is a week, man, that you're going to have to make them uncomfortable. I think Gabe Harris, you talk about my defensive guy that I'm really looking forward to this week, and hopefully he just comes out and has a game as Gabe Harris and Chris Cole. Chris Cole coming out. What if Chris Cole came out and had a Jalen Walker type game against this team? I would love nothing more than to replicate the 2024 at Texas defensive performance against this Alabama team at Sanford Stadium.
Golly.
Can you imagine how much that crowd would just be electric?
Oh,
man,
yeah.
if that happens. So, yeah, you talk about the secondary, but also, man, you got to think about the key with, yes, you got to be good. You can't have blown coverage, man, and give up stuff downfield, and you got to get in position to make a play. But also that helps them out, and stuff that people don't talk about is you got to have a pass rush to get to the quarterback and not give them all the time in the world to be able to get the ball downfield, right? So making Ty Simpson uncomfortable, stopping the run and throwing Simpson off rhythm, not necessarily having to just accumulate like Oklahoma's defensive line did against Jackson Arnold, 9 sacks. No, not by any means, but being able to be disruptive and not letting Ty Simpson get into a rhythm, not letting them run the football. We're going to be happy come 12 o'clock Saturday night.
I agree. Yeah. I think another key here is just to limit the explosives through the air. They're going to nickel and dime us. Bama will get theirs 100%. They like to throw a lot of curls, check downs, whatnot. Kind of similar to what we do, honestly. But they definitely have the capability of taking the top off. That's just something we can't allow happen.
Nah.
Last year, think about it, there's that play to Ryan Williams. If you don't have that, game's over.
Right, absolutely.
I mean, pretty much, unless they just, do something else. But, yeah, limiting the explosives this week is going to be huge, obviously. And then Bama's running game. Let's move to that right quick. Like you had mentioned earlier, 125 yards per game. It's not great. Just to give you guys an idea, I think that ranks just outside the top 100 in FBS. Now, that's through 3 games.
Yeah.
You're right. They don't have their starting running back in Jam Miller. He got hurt preseason. But as of the other day, Kalen DeBoer said that he is going to be ready to go or should be ready to go for this Saturday. So look out for him. He's a good pass blocker, too. I mean, he's not just like one of these guys, just bulldozer, whatever, and that's all he does. I mean, he's very versatile in how they use him. They have a committee of backs that they like to use, much like we do. So, I mean, man, you look at this matchup, though, it's almost equal across the board. I think they might have the better receiving room. Some people out there are arguing. Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah. But, we have better rooms and whatnot. But overall, I mean, like if you were to turn this game on NCAA 26 right now and you get the teams head-to-head, right, and it gives you the overall score, it's probably the same. It's probably like a 94 on each team.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where the home field advantage has to come in and can be the difference in this football game, Clark.
True.
So, man, it's huge. I can't. Yes, you have a mulligan. You can afford to lose this game and still make the playoffs. It'd be the same scenario what Georgia did last year. About the same time of the year, late September, drop a game, and you can still make it to the playoffs. You can still make it to Atlanta and win the SEC championship. We just saw it happen. But just for us Georgia fans, we do not want to lose to Alabama again. And especially with them coming to Athens for the first time in a decade, it just got to have this one, man. Got to have this one. And there's no doubt in this building that's what's being preached.
Yeah, and even for this specific rendition of the Georgia Bulldogs, they need this.
Yes, they do.
And like we got a great win, obviously, up in Neyland the other week, and that was great. That was a great momentum booster. But I think to double up at home against an opponent that you got beat by last year, if you beat them this year, a respectable, solid team, a team that once again was preseason national champions this year, if you can go in and beat them and take care of business in your home, you get some real momentum building before you go into places like Jordan-Hare.
Oh, man. Then really, you get over this hump, Clark, right here, and there's still a lot of tough games. I think Ole Miss is looking better than I thought, honestly, they were going to be. We'll see where they're at come mid-October when they come in. But like you said, a trip to Jordan-Hare's always scary. But you get over this one, man, and get through September undefeated. And then it's exciting to look there, but especially with kind of the way the offense looked, and if it's some stuff on defense, and everything that we saw, I felt like, Clark, on the defense side of the football in Knox was easily correctable, especially with the bye week. I love the fact that we didn't have that game against Tennessee, that emotional comeback win in overtime, and then the next week have Bama, and have that hangover, right? Even being able to just have a bye week, kind of get that kind of away from that game a little bit and be able to get focused on Bama and work on some things, man. And it's great. It's great. And I feel really good about the position we're going in.
Mm-hmm. I agree. As Josh Pate says, Adam, I want to kind of end it with this in terms of the X's and O's for this game specifically. But Josh Pate says this all the time. We've got to cut the head off the snake. There have been so many times in the past 8 meetings, I can think of a lot of like very specific examples where our defense just didn't quite hold on. They played great the whole game. But it's just like these little key moments late in the fourth quarter where we just could not secure, we couldn't seal the deal. And so this week we've got to play all 4 quarters against an Alabama team. And that's, that's what they're preaching in Tuscaloosa too. So, who plays all 4 quarters, who executes, who keeps the ball, who limits penalties and stupid boneheaded mistakes, that's who's going to win.
And who wins the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
period,
that too.
Man. I mean, that's what would be what's the biggest position group do you that's got to step up and like have their best night for a Georgia win Saturday?
I think secondary, personally. I think you're going to say offensive line.
I'm going to say offensive line.
Yeah.
You say secondary?
I think, obviously, everybody's got to do well.
I'd say on the defense, it's got to be the defensive line, defensive front.
That's fair, too. Yeah.
I mean, it goes hand in hand with the secondary play, I feel like. But you're right.
Adam, I think the team who has the most points at the end of the game is going to win this game.
Yeah. Happens every time, right? So
I love it. I don't know.
That's right.
You get to a point where you start talking and
you
you're
got
like,
a 50% chance to win the football game.
Yeah. You get to a point you start talking about these games over and over and over. And we've done this for years now, and we kind of say the exact same things.
Well, yeah. I mean, in the SEC, you got to win the line of scrimmage. I mean, you can say this: stop the run, win the line of scrimmage, be able to run the football, and don't shoot yourself in the foot with penalties and win the turnover margin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you cover all that, then you're going to win the football game, right?
Or most of that.
Most of that, right? So unless there's some freak things where that happens, I mean, that you still can come out on the better end of those statistics there and still lose the football game. Man. That's what we love about college football. It's just wild stuff happens sometimes, man. But
God, it's time to tee it up.
I'm ready. We needed this game in Sanford. It's finally here, and I hope it's good weather, and even if it's not, there's a little slight chance as of the recording of this, there's some rain. Now, I'd hate that from an atmosphere standpoint, because obviously it adds a damper on the atmosphere standpoint. But from a X's and O's standpoint,
does that benefit the Dogs?
Oh, absolutely.
It'd have to some degree.
With how Alabama just going off of their opponents right now, and they're what the example and the sample size that we have, short sample size that we have, and their lack of ability to really run the football so far, then yeah, it does. But I'm hoping for a clear, nice night in Athens, man, and 92,000 plus absolutely rocking from kickoff to the end of the game. God. I think it's going to be I'll just go ahead and say it. I think it's going to be up there with the atmospheres of 2022 Tennessee, 2019 Notre Dame, 2004 LSU. That was one of my favorites, the loudest I've ever heard Sanford. I think without a doubt, hoping when we're all said and done Saturday night, you're going to be like, yeah, that game was up there with them.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely on track, too.
2021 Arkansas, even for a noon game.
That's a good one.
But being at night like this, let's do it.
Let's roll. All right, folks. Well, we got some more stuff to talk about here other than Georgia, Alabama. We've got the AP poll, new AP poll this week. A little bit of a late, it's kind of late news. But we'll nonetheless talk about it here. We got number 1, Ohio State. They have stuck there pretty much the whole season, or actually the whole season, 52 first-place votes. Miami at number 2 with 7 first-place votes. Penn State at number 3. We got LSU at 4. Georgia at 5. We stay right at number 5. Number 6, Oregon. 7, Oklahoma. They move up a little bit after beating Auburn. We got Florida State at 8, Texas A&M at 9, and Texas at 10. How many SEC teams is that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow.
5. Half of the top 10 is SEC.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I have to say I've been impressed with Miami's resume so far. I mean, beating Notre Dame, a ranked South Florida team, and then Florida, who it's crazy to think actually has had a decent defense down there this year, but it's just gone to waste to how horrific that offense has been.
Yeah.
And, Miami, unfortunately, I hate to say it, has what I think the recipe is, if you stay healthy, to go deep into a playoff run, is a veteran quarterback and a dominant defensive front.
Yeah.
And it looks like they have that right now in Coral Gables. But I think, Clark, you're going to see what Miami is. I think all their marquee games are done with, right? Besides Florida State. You get Florida State, and then after that, the competition level just isn't going to be there. And do you start just, going through a cakewalk there towards the end of the year, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're hitting with playoff time, a little bit more better competition than you hadn't seen in a month or two, right? So,
yeah.
You have to look out with that. But, I mean, they look impressive right now. I think they have the best resume, as much as it pains for me to say that, anybody right now in college football as far as impressive wins. LSU's another team with a Blake Baker, what he's done with that defense, man. Good defense down there in Baton Rouge. Garrett Nussmeier been banged up, is what they say. Offense really hadn't been very impressive. Going to find out a lot about a couple of these teams this week, Clark. Obviously, Georgia, Alabama game, but then LSU's going to Oxford, Mississippi.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
And Lane Kiffin, I don't know how he does it, but he always quarterbacks just perform for him.
Yeah.
They got the backup from Ferris State, what's his name, Trinidad Chambliss, like just all of a sudden just lighting it up.
Of course.
So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Lane can move the football on that LSU defense, man, and put up some points and try to make it a shootout. If LSU, how they've been so far this year on the offensive side of the football, even against the Ole Miss defense that not as good as they were last year, can they keep up?
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun one to watch at 3:30.
Very sneaky good game right there.
Penn State, Oregon, Clark, and Happy Valley.
Yeah. That's another good one.
Great week of football coming up.
Oh, yeah. Week 5. We've been looking forward to this one for sure. Oklahoma, yeah. I mean, they're sitting at number 7. Mateer, did you see that he is having hand surgery?
Yeah, man. He's going to miss about 3 weeks. I hate that because I guess that means that he won't be available for the Red River Shootout. It always will be called the Red River Shootout. Just like Jacksonville will always be the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Right.
So I was really excited to see Mateer versus Arch whenever that game's played here in the next couple of weeks. But looks like he might miss that one. I don't know 100%, but I think that's the time frame. But Oklahoma, very impressive defense. Very impressive defensive front. I mean, 10 sacks against Auburn? Jackson Arnold the other day. So
I hope it's less of Oklahoma being good and Auburn just being bad on the offensive line. I really hope that's the case, but I think it might be a little bit of both.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I think it is a little bit of both. A little bit of both, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's going to be interesting to see what Oklahoma does after a bad season last year. We're getting new OC, new quarterback, defense being a Brent Venables defense, taking it up to another level, what they do the rest of the year. So
yeah. I still cannot believe Florida State at number 8. I mean, this was a team that, what they go, 2-10 last year?
Yeah. I mean,
It's just insane. And now here they are, top 8. Crazy. And then you get both Texas schools, A&M and Texas, in the top 10. When's the last time that happened? Was it, before last year, and I know the end of last year too. They were, I think they were close top 10, but
because
it's been a while.
Like the Manziel days and some of the preseason hype Jimbo teams, Texas wasn't up there yet.
Exactly.
So, no, you're right. And A&M's a team that's probably getting some confidence. Finally got a big win under their belt in South Bend a couple weeks ago, man. So they had an off week. They're welcoming Auburn to town this week. So let's see what Hugh Freeze and Auburn does in a game that they really need to win. They really need to win. And that's going to be a tough one, but a fun game to watch there as well. We'll see what happens. And I don't know. And then Texas kind of still yet to be determined. Strong defense there. Strong defensive front there. But offense hadn't got it going yet, but they really hadn't played anybody since week 1 to know what they're going to be at. Some tests coming up for them later on. But,
yeah.
The
AP poll, though, guys, it's kind of a joke, honestly.
Oh, it's a joke.
And the more that it just sticks around, the more we start to see and realize that there's this one girl. I can't remember specifically what happened, but basically, I think she left a team.
She left Florida ranked after they got beat by South Florida.
Maybe that was
and
it.
had them ranked above South Florida.
I think that is it. Yep.
And had no clue that South Florida beat them.
That's crazy.
These reporters are from all over the country. And yes, they have to cover a specific team. Like they might be covering the Southern California Trojans from the Los Angeles Times. They're going to see if Southern Cal won the game, write a little paragraph, because people out in Hollywood and Southern California, down in Los Angeles, Clark, they're not getting a morning cup of coffee and getting a newspaper, hit the door and go, get the newspaper off the front porch. Heck, I don't even know if they do that in Southern California. As far as, obviously there's not just paper boys throwing paper. But anyway, this in my story right here, that's what happens. And
okay.
They read a little bit what happens in Southern California football, and that's it.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just see if they won or not. So these reporters are not long, roundabout way of saying it's not like they're sitting dialed in all Saturday watching college football all around the country. And it's not just one, it's multiple reporters in this AP poll that get a vote every week to do a AP poll release that aren't even watching these football games played, man.
Yeah.
Heck, not even watching them, don't even know the results of some of them.
Yeah.
Except like the top handful of marquee games. Outside of that, no.
Yeah.
Have no idea. No idea. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's why you folks need to go look at the JP poll. I'm a big advocate for the Josh Pate poll. Adam, honestly, maybe we need to make a poll.
We should make a poll. What would you change right there?
Our 60 poll. Honestly, top 10 looks pretty good to me.
Penn
right
State
now.
hadn't shown me anything. Drew Aller, man, he needs to step it up this week. Home game against a tough Dan Lannon defense. To prove to me that he is what he should be as a veteran quarterback, he needs to go and light up Oregon's defense.
Yeah.
And I don't think he will.
We'll see.
We're going to find out.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't think Penn State from their body of work right now. Now, obviously, if they beat Oregon, that changes everything.
Yeah.
So,
love it. All right, folks. I don't know if you saw this. We got a new schedule for 2026, 7, and 8, and 9. And really quickly, I'm just going to kind of read through what these seasons are going to look like in terms of SEC opponents. Obviously, there are going to be a few more opponents on each of these schedules. But really quickly, I just want to read through, and we'll briefly talk about this because this is pretty big news. We've moved to a 9-team format for the SEC. So every year we'll get 9 SEC teams as opposed to 8. That's how it's been for years now. And so that means one less cupcake game for all you people who hate cupcake games.
Right.
One less off the table. And in place of that, we'll be getting a new SEC opponent every year. So with that said, our 3 rivals for the next 4 years are Auburn, Florida, and South Carolina. I kind of like that, Adam. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that? Who else would you have liked to see? What's your thoughts?
I'm good with it in the sense that everybody knew it was going to be Auburn and Florida.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you got to play them annually. And right now, where both of those programs are, they're train wrecks.
Yes.
And I love it. I hope it stays that way until 2047. Or really, I hope it stays that way until the good Lord calls all of us home. When he comes and gets his children and we all go to the earth and go home to heaven, then I hope that Florida and Auburn's programs stay in the dumpster. So I'm good with having them annually. That's my wish. Yeah. And as far as, there's some speculation Kentucky would be the third one. And I enjoy the trip to Lexington. It's a whole lot better of a road trip for us fans, selfishly. And usually, of course, you win up there. It's always a dogfight. Might leave you with a heart attack after the game in Lexington, but it's a fun trip nonetheless.
Yeah.
Whole lot better than going to Columbia, South Carolina, the armpit of the South. Nothing good in Columbia, South Carolina. But selfishly, to us as fans, Clark, that's a trip that we can make in a day.
Yes.
Every other year. So that means that's a trip that's easily doable when you have to play them on the road every other year. And also a program that's just outside of 2010 through 2013 that really just hadn't just been just stellar. I mean, I know Beamer will pull something out of his hat every now and then, but not against Kirby Smart's Georgia team. So, yeah, I mean, if you really break it down, I think people, you look at upset that Florida didn't get LSU or Tennessee. Oh, we get to dust that bad boy off here next year, don't we?
Yes.
Yes, the Beamer family photo. And because of this, look, because we just said that Shane Beamer, he just looks like the dad in the generic photo, the picture frame that you see at Walmart.
Yeah.
That's just what Shane Beamer reminds us of. For all the long-time Row 60 listeners, you would know that's what, when we see Shane Beamer, we just think of just the generic dad that you'd see in a family, the generic photo that you'd see if you just went to the Walmart or the Dollar General and got a picture frame off the shelf. And
we get to bring that back next year.
We get to bring that back next year. So that's good. That's good. That's always a good thing. So, yeah, I mean, of course, I want to beat Florida. I want to beat Auburn. That brings me great joy in life. I always love that, and I don't want to be stripped away of that annually.
Yeah, I like it, though. I think just for us, I think those are 3 manageable games every single year.
And I hate South Carolina, too.
Yeah.
Just like the other two.
Mm-hmm. All right, so next year we are playing Auburn at home. We got Florida in the Benz. That's right. We play them not in Jacksonville, but in Atlanta. And then we play Carolina on the road. We got Missouri, Vandy, and Oklahoma at home. And then we travel to Tuscaloosa and Oxford again, which is just crazy. And this time we actually get to go out to Fayetteville, Arkansas. So play Arkansas too.
So in 8 years, we go to Tuscaloosa 3 times.
Yeah, go figure. Oh, in 8 years we go to – no. Yeah, 8 years we go to Oxford 3 times, right? 16 – wait, no, math. No, it'd be a little bit more than 8. 10 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's crazy. So I was surprised. I was shocked. I was not expecting Alabama to be on the schedule, But, I mean, they're still going to be good, but it's not like it's the 2015 Nick Saban Alabama teams that you're having to go. But it's still going to be a tough game. Was not expecting to go back to Tuscaloosa. I was hoping for at Oklahoma or at A&M. I mean, it's going to be that Texas A&M would be in the conference for 2012. We're finally going to play them in 27. 15 years before we ever go to College Station. That's inexcusable.
Yeah.
Just stupid. But, yeah, you get a Missouri program who's on the up, Vanderbilt who's on the up. Teams that you wouldn't say that here the past few years. But Oklahoma, getting them at home will be a fun game in Athens, man. So at Ole Miss, at Arkansas, I don't know, but I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I still just miss the traditional old East opponents.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool. It's a good 9-game schedule. Gonna be a whole lot more entertaining than playing Sanford and Athens again, right? So
I will say
what do you think?
That makes me really happy because I am tired of the cupcake games, man. It gets so old, and I'm all for a good family game, but man, we don't need 2 in one season against cupcakes. So.
One more thing I want to add to that. It's going to be so weird playing Florida in the Benz.
I know. And then playing them.
Weird.
In 27, let's talk about this right quick. We go down and play them in Tampa.
Yeah.
In the Bucs Stadium, which ought to be really fun. We go to Auburn. We got South Carolina at home. Here are 3 opponents, home opponents here: LSU, Mississippi State, and Tennessee. And then we go on the road to Kentucky, on the road to A&M, and on the road to Texas in 2027. So
that's
2 years
brutal,
from now,
man.
That's our schedule.
That's brutal, Clark. And then also add right now on the schedule is a trip to Tallahassee to open up the season at Florida State.
In 27.
Yes, and then Louisville at home in 27. You go to Louisville in 26. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's if it stays like that, of course, the SEC schedule will. But if Georgia keeps the game going to Tallahassee in 27 to open the year against Florida State, that's going to be a heck of a schedule right there.
Yeah.
It's very weird going to A&M and Texas the same year. That's just odd to me, man. I kind of think that we could have fought for a little bit of a better schedule here, there. And I really would have rided it if we had to go to Auburn back-to-back years again. After what happened in 2012 and 2013, I'm a Garrity just rolled over and let that crap happen. I'm still not over that. Still not over having to go to Auburn 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But so I'm glad that didn't happen, or I would have been in Birmingham riding.
Me too. Oh, my gosh. All right, in 28, right quick, we got Alabama, Arkansas, Ole Miss at home, Missouri on the road, Vandy on the road, Oklahoma on the road. So that'll be fun. And then 2029, to finish this off, we got Kentucky, A&M, and Texas at home. And we travel to Baton Rouge, LSU. We go to Starkville again, Mississippi State. And then we'll go back up to Neyland for Tennessee, and that is 4 years from now. That's crazy.
Hard to believe. That's why I said soak it in a couple weeks ago when we played Tennessee and Neyland, man, and all the memories I had there, because it won't be until 2029 until you see Georgia tee it up against Tennessee in Neyland Stadium. Unless somehow there's a matchup in the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to do a SEC first round deal. But they might. Heck, they might. So The only way you're going to see Georgia and Neyland again until 4 years from now is somehow a playoff game.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go on to some Week 5 games. We got a lot of really, really good games. There are a lot of games I didn't even put on this list for us to pick at them, just because, I mean, there's just so many. So this is a great week. If you're a college football fan, my gosh, I mean, soak it up.
One of the best weeks of the year by far.
Absolutely. All right, we got number 23 USC going on the road to oh, wait, that doesn't make sense. Number 23 versus number 23. One of them's 21. I think it's USC is 21. Yeah. We'll call it that. It doesn't matter. USC at Illinois, 12 o'clock, Fox. USC is favored by 6.5 points. Adam, why don't you tell us a little bit about last week?
Yeah.
You said USC and Michigan State, folks.
Yeah.
Were teeing it up out there in LA or whatever.
They were. 11 Eastern kick.
Yep.
Late night.
PM. Not
PM.
Not AM.
Yeah.
Adam was very confident that USC would kick some tail.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
I think Michigan State's been in shambles since old Mel Tucker had his debacle. And Michigan State going out on the West Coast. I think Lincoln Riley has a quarterback that really fits his system. Really was impressed with what they did the first few weeks. I was like, yeah, USC's going to smoke them. Go ahead, get it over with in the first half. Get their starters rested, and then prepare for a big matchup in Champaign, Illinois for 12 Eastern kick the following week, 12 p.m. Eastern for the following week. So I thought, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and hammer down USC. I'm very confident, like splattering Michigan State. Mm-hmm. And it didn't happen, Clark. They missed it by, 4 points? I think they beat them by 14.
Yeah, something like
that.
So
good on Jonathan Smith and Michigan State Spartans going up there and putting up some offensive points in L.A.
Adam, you put how much? $10?
$10 on it. It's stupid. It's stupid. It was so stupid last time I ever do that because it was so stupid. Why in the world would I bet on a Lincoln Riley defense holding a team to a marginal point total? Yeah. Stupid. Stupidest thing I've ever done. So anyway.
That was funny, though. I woke up that Sunday morning, I was like, I wonder if Adam won his $10 back. And
did you check the score? I saw that it didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only 4 points off, though. You'll get them next time, Adam.
Yeah, that's right. That's what they all say.
I think if you up the ante a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I'm not betting on Lincoln Riley and the Southern California Trojans again.
All right. In this matchup, though, we got USC, Illinois. Who do you like here?
Yeah, well, Illinois, Clark. God bless Brett Bellini. I think he's done a good job in Champaign in the handful of years he's been there. He might have been there now 7, 8 years. I don't know. They got absolutely the dog got walked on them.
Oh, nice.
In Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah.
Like splattered.
It was bad.
All over. I mean, just 63-10.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, ranked number 9 at the time or something?
I think so.
So Kirk Cinetti, he wasn't playing around.
No.
He said he could run up the score on the line. Now he's going to do it. So I think that's hard to just rebound right after that. Even at home, Luke Altmaier, veteran quarterback. I think USC wins. They come into Champaign and get it done. Close game, though. Fun game to watch.
I'm with you.
Give me USC by touchdown or something.
Okay. I'm with you there. USC over Illinois. It'd be hard to, like you said, to get up after that, especially the way that happened last week. Yeah, and it's a nooner too for this. And I just the home team never plays well in a nooner unless it's Georgia Arkansas 2022. That's only
21. Yep.
21. Sorry,
that's right.
Yes. All right. Speaking of Arkansas, number 22 Notre Dame at Arkansas, 12 o'clock ABC. What a weird matchup.
This is odd at this part of the year.
I know. This is crazy. This is like when you go and you select your custom schedule in dynasty mode on NCAA.
And 26. you're wanting to add. That's exactly right.
And you're just like, oh man, this will be a fun game.
I'm not playing Eastern Michigan. I want to go find whoever's ranked available to play. Bring them, let them come.
Exactly. So that's what this matchup is. The Irish versus the Hogs. Does Sam Pittman save his job with a win here?
I don't think he gets it done, man. Hunter Yurosek, the AD at Arkansas, essentially told the Little Rock Touchdown Club a week ago, we can't compete in football. But he said this. And I'd be ticked if I was a head football coach at Arkansas or a coach in general or anything affiliated with the program at Arkansas. Basically insinuated they can't compete in the SEC in football. But, hey, look at Dave Van Horn that we got on the diamond. I mean, we obviously know what he could do getting to Omaha. We bring in John Calipari on the hardwood. We can compete in baseball and basketball, but we better just temper our expectations because we do it the right way in football, and a lot of other people cheat even with NIL on the standard. Essentially just said that. Like, Pittman, this program doesn't have a chance. And I think Pittman is a guy who's going to be fired at the end of the year, Clark. And I hate that because I love Sam Pittman, but I think he'll get a nice, little buyout, go get him a lake house in the Ozarks in Arkansas and retire and be just fine. So I think everybody knows that's coming, especially after going to the Liberty Bowl and getting beat by Memphis by a point. Defense is atrocious. I actually think Bobby Petrino has a good offense, Clark. That will probably put some points on Notre Dame at home. I just think they will lose in another like 38-31, 38-28 type of ball game.
This is a tough one, man. My heart says Arkansas. My brain says Notre Dame. I'm going with Notre Dame. I think they just simply outrush Arkansas in this game. You're right. Arkansas's defense, it's rough. Yeah. But they do have the offense to at least compete and stay competitive in this one. But give me Notre Dame as well in a close one. Close one. All right, we got number 1 Ohio State going on the road to Washington. 3:30 CBS. Is this a bump? Yeah, this is a bump game.
It is a bump game. What a bump game this is.
Does this mean Gary is out there?
Gary retired. He took one season in the Big Ten and said, "This isn't what I signed up for."
Wait, are you serious?
Hell yeah, he's gone.
How did I not know that?
Yeah. Gary is no more with the broadcast. Like I said, he called one too many Purdue versus Iowa games last year, or Maryland versus Rutgers or whatever, and just said, nah, forget this.
So if Gary's gone, can we just, for real, can we bring back CBS?
Yeah. I mean, I'd love it. I mean, Fowler and Herbstreit are all right. I enjoy, though, now the primetime game is always going to be a night game instead of 3:30, and you're just hoping that you hit that doubleheader that CBS would have twice a year, and you get the 7:30 slot, right? So, this game right here, Clark, Washington loses to DeBoer to Alabama, of course, that we talked about in the past couple of years. But Jed Fish. Okay. Jed Fish, great name. Great football guy, Clark.
Yeah.
Really had the Arizona Wildcats humming when he was down in Tucson.
Uh-huh.
Second year of Washington with the Huskies, taking over from DeBoer. And a guy that you might have to look at a hot board in the SEC, especially like down in Gainesville, Florida, if our dear friend Billy Napier's let go. So I can imagine a West Coast trip. Very good chance that we're talking about the state of Washington and Seattle that it could be some rain.
Yeah.
Right?
Our boy Michael knows that.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I still think Ohio State gets it done. It just might be pretty ugly. But don't count out Jed Fish. But I'd love to see Ohio State get beat. I'd love to see Jed Fish pop them. All the purple and gold storm the field there, man, and you get a good Jed Fish interview and all that good fun stuff. Right?
I like it.
But
yeah, you just don't see it happening.
I don't, man. I think Ohio State, Matt Patricia at defensive coordinator, they got a good defense. I think Sayin will be a good quarterback, but the offense looked like they struggled. They struggled. It took them a while to put their foot on the gas against the Ohio Bobcats at home.
They did, yeah.
Right? So
that's true.
We really hadn't seen them play competition since the Texas game where their defense looked stout, and two good defenses that game to open it up, but that's been 3 weeks ago or so. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know about this. I guess Ohio State.
I'll take Ohio State, but they're not going to cover 8.5. It's going to be an interesting game there for a little bit. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, then.
All right, the next one, we got number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss in Oxford. Ole Miss is favored by 1.5 points. This is a 3:30 ABC kick. Sounds like a Jesse Palmer, Joe Tessitore kind of a – is that the –
It's probably going to be McElroy and McDonough. I think that's the B team.
Man, I like McElroy.
That's a great pair right there. I enjoy them.
Tessitore kind of gets on my nerves.
Yeah, he gets a little too over-animated.
Yeah. I'll tell you who's the worst. RG3. Those are, oh, my gosh.
It's rough, isn't it?
He was a great quarterback. I liked him as a guy.
Beth Mowens?
Oh, my God. Let's not get started. Anyway, LSU, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored in this. And I think I like it.
In
Adam.
Oxford, I do too.
I'm taking the home team here.
Hammer it. I'm right there with you. I'll ride with you, man. And I hope Lane does do it because I think LSU's just kind of teetering a little bit. That that they got a lot of credit for going to Clemson, South Carolina, Clark.
Oh yeah,
Getting a big opening night win against a high caliber program
with
like
a Heisman winner,
with a Heisman Trophy potential winner and top 5 draft pick and Cade Klubnik potentially. So. When you go and you get that notch on your belt and it's proved to be such a big-time win for LSU to really put that feather in your cap to strut the rest of the year that you did that with how Clemson's played since then it's going to be hard to bet against them, right?
Yeah.
I'm going with Ole Miss.
Me too.
Going with Ole Miss. Of course, we're being sarcastic. Love what's going on in Clemson, South Carolina. It's beautiful. It's poetic. It's just the saga, the drama. Every time that it gets bring up, it makes me giddy. I smile. I laugh. I just get all just excited when I love watching Dabo Swinney's press conferences, man, and all the sweater vests over there in Clemson, the orange sweater vests over there that reside in Greenville or wherever they are in the state of South Carolina, getting on to Dabo and he's getting offensive about it, man, and just spouting off in the mouth. It's just a beautiful thing what's happening to the family in Iptay over there.
The cult.
I just can't get enough of it. Like
gosh.
just injected in that vein right there. Good on Fred and Brown in the Syracuse Orange.
Yeah.
Let's shout them out. Give Fran a hand.
Everybody give Fran Brown a hand.
For the 1-3 Clemson Tigers, it does great things right there. You go ahead and you beat them. Kind of just makes it, even though, of course, Georgia Tech won that game in Atlanta with a walk-off field goal. Fran Brown said, we'll just go into Death Valley and just smoke them.
Yeah. God, that was sweet. It's almost as satisfying as watching Georgia win, honestly.
Oh, it was beautiful. Great bye-week treat.
Yep. Yeah, we both picked Ole Miss. I was like, how did we get to Clemson?
Yeah. I had to fit it in there somewhere. I was trying to think where I was going to put it in.
That's
where it was the most appropriate.
I see. All right, speaking of Tigers, we got Auburn at number 9, Texas A&M. A&M is favored by 6.5. This is a 3:30 ESPN game. Does Auburn?
Kicks.
Yeah, does Auburn not get hosed by penalties this week? Do they go into Aggie Land and get a win?
I think with the way that game went, man, on the road in Oklahoma, then going to Kyle Field, and Kyle Field's going to be buzzing after what A&M did, finally winning a marquee game in South Bend, getting a week off, coming back to Kyle Field. It's going to be electric. Marcel Reed might have found it a little bit. And I think Mike Elko's defense would be too much for Jackson Arnold. Give me Texas A&M at home.
Man, I don't know. I could somehow see this.
Auburn beat them in Jordan Hare last year.
Know.
Late in the year.
know.
They did do that. So.
This is a tough one. You know what? I've got some games I can afford to lose. Give me the Tigers rebounding after just a tough loss, honestly. I mean, they really did get hosed. As much as I hate Auburn Tigers, and I wish they'd lose every single game, they did get hosed on several calls last week.
It was kind of remarkable to see.
I know.
Just really in shock, especially with the rule now with the putting the player on late on the sideline like that. How that was missed.
We saw that the SEC officiating came out and said, "Hey, that was wrong."
Yeah, and
after the game,
right?
It's like, and they're not going to do anything about it. It's like, guys, we got to. That changes the entirety of the game.
It'll never get fixed because that's what it's going to be. And when it messes up and that stuff happens, then they'll just come out with a statement. You're not going to interview these people, or there's not going to be a representative or a spokesperson. It's just going to say, "Oh, we're wrong. We're sorry." Nothing happens, and it'll just rinse, repeat.
Yeah, I hate it. It's the same kind of thing that happened to Georgia with Tyler Simmons. They came out and said that he was not. Now, they didn't make an official statement, but the referee that threw that flag said he was in the wrong. We're not going to get started on that.
Get started on that. God.
Oh, man. All right, another interesting matchup. This will be a fun one to watch.
It's very fun.
Number 15, Tennessee goes on the road to Starkville, Mississippi State. 4:15 SEC Network. Tennessee is favored by 7.5 points. This is tricky too, Adam. I'm telling you. Jeff Lebby.
Already over the win total for the year. Right?
Yeah.
4-0.
Right.
4-0 to Starkville. They got a quarterback, man.
They do.
Got some wide receivers in. Of course, Anthony Evans, one of them from Georgia. He has found a spot there. Good for him. And some other skill guys. I mean, complete roster transition for Mississippi State. That place is going to be wild. But I think Tennessee's going to have too much offensive firepower for Mississippi State to keep up.
Okay.
But I kind of just – there's still a side of me that just thinks it might just be one of them games like Tennessee had against Arkansas and Fayetteville last year. You remember that?
Potentially.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, man. You know what?
You want to pick Mississippi State?
I want to pick Mississippi State, not even because I think they're going to win, just because I want to see Tennessee lose, and that's what I'm pulling for. And
all right.
that's what my heart says. Mississippi State. Give me the Bulldogs.
All right.
The big upset stuns Tennessee fans because they have bought into this idea that they are a shoe-in just because of how they performed against Georgia, which it was
against Georgia.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good performance, no doubt. But they bought into this idea that, because we lost the game and we look good, we'll still make it in the playoff. And that could be the case. I don't know. But I think Mississippi State is going to give them all they want.
All right.
We'll see, though.
All right. Fair enough. I like it.
All right, and then the big matchup here, other than Georgia, Alabama, we got number 6 Oregon on the road, Happy Valley, number 3 Penn State, 7:30 NBC or Peacock. If you guys have Peacock, you can go watch it. Penn State is favored by 3.5 points here. Man, it sucks. I don't think I've watched a whole lot of Big Ten football this year. I think I've been so dialed in on what's happening in the SEC and even the ACC. I've watched a lot of ACC football. I've not watched Big Ten football like I want to, but this will definitely be one that I'll be at least looking at during the Georgia-Alabama game as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Who do you like here?
Man, if this was in Eugene, Oregon, and Autzen Stadium, that'd be a no-brainer. Like there's no doubt Oregon would win it, and I still think Oregon's going to win this game. But Happy Valley, white out at night, it's like, man, James Franklin eventually has got to win one of these, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then the lights have got to eventually come on for Drew Aller just to where he's at his senior season, right? To go out there and just really, I don't know, show out. And a guy who's really not got it done as far as just impressive statistics against nobodies that they played so far. And Oregon's done nothing but do exactly what they're supposed to do against everybody they've played so far this year. Dan Lannon's got a heck of a program going. He's got the same DNA, what he learned under Kirby and the time he was in Athens. He just took it to a place like Oregon where you have the resources to instill that culture, but also have the resources to fund it as well and get the talent in there. And I think Dante Moore is doing a good job playing quarterback. They got a great offensive play caller, obviously, with Dan Lannon. You got a strong defense, man. Give me Dan Lannon getting up for this, going into a tough environment. In a close game, closer than it would be that if it was in Oregon, but because it is in Happy Valley, it's a little bit closer. Even though Penn State's favored and got a lot of veteran guys returning, I think Oregon goes in there and pops them.
Yeah, it'll be a great matchup. I'm really excited to see what Oregon's offense does against Penn State's defense specifically. Give me Penn State in this one. I think the defense just gets it done and slows down this Oregon offense.
All right.
And really relies on the running game as well.
Not bad.
7:30 NBC, that's going to be a great game to follow along with the Georgia-Alabama game.
There we go.
So, good week of football on the horizon, folks. And we hope you guys are excited as we are. If you have all enjoyed this episode, what we'd love for you guys to do is leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Yep. Yes, we do read those. It warms our heart. It also helps us to grow our Georgia football community. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and comment your score prediction for this week's game, Georgia versus Alabama. It's going to be electric. Folks, I'm so excited about this one. I have not been able to focus with anything, especially work-related this week. Just can't do it. Can't get my mind right for the actual stuff that matters in my life.
I'm right there with you. I haven't stopped thinking about this game in 2 weeks. And since, we got done and got over celebrating the Tennessee game, it's on to Bama. Bama's next. This is it. This is the one we've been waiting on. We've been waiting to have them in Athens for so long, Clark.
Yep.
And this is just the one, like I talked about earlier, that when you looked at the schedule of the one, and you always do this, me and you do this, is, hey, pick one that if you had to lose a game, which one would you want to lose? And then which one is a must win that you really just want to see? And Bama was circled.
Oh, yeah.
Bama was circling. I feel like that was the majority of the fan base. When you looked at the one, it's Alabama at home on September 27th. Clark. What an opportunity. What an opportunity.
Yeah. All right, Adam, let's go with some score predictions here, and then I want you to wrap this thing up. Georgia's biggest opponent when playing Alabama is not Alabama.
It's Georgia.
It's Georgia.
Got it, baby.
It's always been Georgia. And this week, we turn the tide both literally and figuratively. Give me Georgia 34-20. 2-touchdown win.
Give it to me, baby. Very close to what I said.
Really?
Very close to what I said. So, whoo, man, this is great. So, Clark, fun-filled day in Athens, right? Good Lord willing, it's going to be just a perfect day, just a perfect canvas painted by the good Lord with weather. If it's not, that's okay too. We're just thankful to get up and be able to have the opportunity to go watch this game. But hopefully there's going to be a lot of tailgating going on. I'm going to be rolling into Athens a little bit later than what I was expecting to. My little girl, Callie, 3 years old, has got a big dance appearance at 11:15 to perform I'm a Little Teapot.
Good.
One song.
That's
we're gonna
amazing.
hammer down
I
on.
love it.
We're gonna hammer down on I'm a Little Teapot. Watch her dance, and then I've already got it arranged. I'm flying after kiss her. Great job, baby. Love it. I'm gonna be a dad that's gonna be there. Even as much as I love Georgia football, I'm not gonna miss the performance of I'm a Little Teapot.
I'm proud of you.
So I'm gonna go fly into the car, into the truck. Fly to Athens, get set up for a fun-filled day of tailgating, man, and being with my people, getting fired up, going and visiting the other tailgates. This is what it's about, especially in the southeastern part of the United States. It's the fellowship you have for these big games. The buzz, it just builds, especially a night game, Clark. It just builds from morning until finally kickoff. The walk to the stadium when this time of year, the sun's setting earlier and you're getting a little bit of a chill in the air at night. And this is why we love SEC football year in and year out, and why you have to savor these moments. I say it every time, but I can't say it enough because you don't get many of them. And thank God that we cheer for a team that's always in the national spotlight, always playing big-time pressure-filled football games, because we have a program and a foundation that's not going anywhere, that's a part of these games. People would die to be able to go to these type of football games, man. Or not even just go to them, Clark, but be a fan of a team that you can plan a party around, or even just watch it at the house by yourself because you're so nervous. And a lot of fans don't get that opportunity because their program's just not that level. But Georgia is something that is always just been a staple now in the Kirby Smart era, is playing these top matchups, man. And usually Georgia comes out on top of them. This is one right here that I'm telling y'all, start right now for the rest of the week. Wear your red and black. Get fired up about this game because it is time to slay the boogeyman, man. I know I've been talking about the boogeyman in a different context, but this is one where we have to beat Alabama. This is the one that's just got to be done. It's got to be done. Kirby's got to get over the hump of beating Kalen DeBoer now, and even in that record up 1-1, getting Alabama 2 losses before September's over with, man. What a dream that would be. And I feel good, Clark. I feel good. I think this team's had a good week of practice so far, and I think we're dialed in, and I think Georgia is going to win this football game 31-24.
Nice.
Let's get loud, and it's going to be a fun day in Athens, Georgia. I don't care if you're at home. Don't have a voice Sunday morning. Wherever you're at watching this football game, get rowdy. It's going to be a memorable one. We're going to look back on this one for years, man. It's going to be a memorable environment in Athens, Georgia, no matter where you're at, watching on TV or if you're there. It is time to let the big dog eat. Go Dogs!
Go Dogs! Ooh, 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 ooh.